7, so this is this week's homework and I'm just going to read the questions to you. So the first one is, look at this word in context, what do you think that it means? In Refugee Boy, Alum experiences deep alienation as he struggles to find a sense of belonging in a foreign land, feeling torn between the safety of his new environment and the painful memories of his war-torn homeland. The word is alienation. Can you try and tell me what you think that word means based on how it's used in the sentence? If you really struggle, don't forget you have got your knowledge books, and if you turn to page 2 of your knowledge book, you should be able to find the definition of that word, which you can write down here. Okay, question 2, nouns. A noun is a word that names a person, a place, a thing, an idea, or a concept. Nouns can represent tangible objects like an apple or a city. Tangible basically means that you can pick it up. It's something real that you're able to take a hold of, like an object. So apple is something you can pick up and take a hold of. That's what the word tangible means. So circle a tangible noun in this sentence. Alum looked on terrified as the soldier shot a number of bullets into the floor. Now what do you think the tangible noun is in that sentence? There is more than one. Remember, a tangible noun can be a thing, it can be a person, something that you can physically touch. Challenge. Can you create a sentence of your own that uses a tangible noun relating to Refugee Boy? Any sentence, use your imagination, but a sentence that demonstrates something that has a tangible noun in it. So for example, you might say Alan picked up a, and then you would have a tangible noun in that sentence. Okay, the next one. Which emotion is best demonstrated in the extract below? Circle the correct answer. Alum's eyes widened as he took in the bustling streets, his heart racing with anticipation at all the unfamiliar sights and sounds around him. In your opinion, do you think he feels excited, shocked, or anxious? There is no correct answer to this question. I'm more interested in which one you choose, and I'd like you to write here for me, please, a justification as to why you chose that emotion. Okay, so try and use that word because. We always want to explain things in English. The next question. Identify the technique below. A stereotype is like a cookie cutter, shaping everyone into the same mould regardless of their unique qualities. What is the technique that you can see being used there? I've helped you out a little bit and I've put some words in bold, so can you spot a technique being used in that sentence? And then secondly, can you explain how that technique is effective? So in your own words, try and explain to me why you think the author chose that technique. How does it communicate to you deeper ideas? Can you infer? This question. The opening of Refugee Boy introduces the context of the civil war between Ethiopia and Eritrea. Why does the writer choose to start the story in this way? Put yourself in the writer's shoes. If you were the writer, Benjamin Zephaniah, of Refugee Boy, of all of the things that you could have started this story with, why did you choose to focus in on the war and what it was like living in that war zone? Challenge, can you try and use the word protagonist in your response? If that's a word you haven't heard before, it is in your knowledge book, but a protagonist is the main character in the story, so it's just a posh way of saying the main character. So can you use the word protagonist in your response? Have a go. And then the last question here. Can you use one of the boxes to tell me something that you have learned about Refugee Boy in more detail? That can be from the homework that you've just completed, or it can be from lessons that you've been having at school and perhaps something that your teacher has said that you found interesting. I just want you to write in that box for me. Okay? Now that you've done that, don't forget that you need to complete the homework by taking it over to somebody within your household. It can be an auntie, an uncle, brother, sister, friend, and ask them to check your oracy skills. Okay, we want you to be really confident in using these words verbally, so words like alienation, for example, and being able to explain what those words mean. Ask the person who is checking you just to circle whether they think your response was limited, some, clear, or knowledgeable, and then tell them there is a box here to give us some feedback just so that we can see how you're doing. And that's it for this week, Year 7. Thank you.